Here's a video on how to install and adjust the shifter lines for the Graziano in an SLC, the Graziano transmission. So there's a special tool from Audi, which is basically a rod, but you can use a 15/64 drill bit, and you stick it through this shift rod hole, the hole in this rod, and then also match it up with the hole in the case. So this is neutral. So this locks these rods or these levers in the neutral position. The motion of this lever is when you are pushing the shifter forward or back. That's this motion. When you're rocking the shift lever from left to right, that's this motion here, and that's where this rod is going to attach to. And to get this clip off, you can just lift up here, slide back, and this comes off pretty easy. Alright, to take this off, you can just use some pliers. It's just a snap ring on the inside of this little rod end ball joint. Alright, and so you basically want to get this into the neutral position, insert your 15/64 drill bit, and that's kind of baseline for setting your shifting cables. Here's the bracket. So the bracket attaches with these 3 bolts here. I'm not sure if these are M8s, I'd have to check. But these bolts attach to this cable shifter bracket, and you can kind of see where I have my this adjuster bolt here is a lock nut, and there's a lock nut on the back, and you kind of move this back and forth to adjust where this cable ends up. All right, so coming around to the business end. So if I want to identify which cable is sticking out, of course, I just have it kind of hanging out the side. And you can detach one of the cables and move it. So I'll take the clip off of the forward and back motion cable. You can see that's on the left up there. So that is going to be the forward and backwards motion of the shifter. All right. And so on the super light billet shifter, you can kind of see there's a little C-clip on the base here that you'll have to take off with pliers. And again, so this is the forward and back motion. So in that case, that would be this left rod. And so the thing is, I can swap these, right? So it's easy to do. Don't worry about the routing. The cables can pass over each other because they're sheathed, right? So then here's the brackets here. So this whole main bracket gets attached with these 1/4-20 bolts right into the frame. There's one right there, one right here, 2 on the other side. This smaller bracket gets bolted on here, and so I got a nut on the other side of here. This one actually threads all the way down into the chassis frame. All right, and so then you're going to put these cables. Route these cables through here, and again, the forward and back motion needs to be on this side, on the right, and that attaches to the bottom of this the shift lever here. So this attaches to the shift lever, and on the Graziano transmission, that was the top lever. And then how it attaches is with a 1/4-20 ball end. So that goes on the end of this rod, slips up, and then there is a small C-clip that then gets attached. One thing that Fran does not provide is you need to have a little spacer. The thickness of this ball end, you need a spacer below this ball end, otherwise you get a little bit of play up and down on this shaft. And you're thinking, okay, I got this forward and back motion. What about left and right? How's that handled? All right. So that forward and back motion is on this left rod. Okay. So you can really see here that on the shifter, there's center, left, right, and this left-right motion is equivalent to the rocking side to side of the shift rod on the Graziano transmission. And so this second cable attaches to that lever, the billet aluminum piece, with a 1/4-inch ball joint with stud. So the stud goes through and then gets attached with a 1/4-20 bolt or nut on the end. There you go. And so with that drill bit that we put in to align the shift levers on the transmission, we can now install those the ball ends and adjust the cables so that the shifting rod is exactly in the middle, in this neutral middle area. And so once you do that, you're good to go. Let me know if you have any questions. There is going to be some fine tuning. So what I do is I get everything on there, and then I don't put the C-clip on the bottom of the shift lever, and I don't put the bolt on this. I kind of row the gears, go back and forth, and then I'll take this off, spin the 1/4-inch ball end a few times, give it a few turns, and you'll kind of find a sweet spot where you get a good shifting action. And one thing, make sure you're reaching every gear, including reverse. Okay, so if you're rowing through 1 through 6, you think it's all good, make sure that you're engaging reverse gear as well. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time when you try and back out of the garage. All right, hope this helps. Have a good day. Bye-bye.